postpone. Politicians want to make their decision, just don't postpone. You want to know what happening in the ministry, don't postpone. Don't postpone.
Back to Josiah Joket.
My president.
At first, I interviewed him and he said that he will not accept the next president of the Republic of Liberia, which are supposed to be George Weah today, announced by the National Election Commission. Now, Mr. Josiah, your standard bearer, Ambassador Joseph Yuma Boakai just announced that every partisan of the Unity Party should accept the fact that they are loose.
Yeah,
so what's your take on that?
He's spoken as my leader, and that's it. But I will tell you, as a Liberian, an individual of this country, that George Weah's election doesn't negate his incompetence. So he's not my president. Joseph Boakai is the one I voted for him.
Not going by the order of
I voted for him, and I can vote for him 1 million more times over George Weah. And I've said that even my son, my 6-year-old son, knows that George Weah is not his president, and it's my right as a citizen to say how I feel about what has transpired. We did not lose a genuine election. We did not lose a free, fair, and transparent election.
So you are telling me
we lost a fraudulent election.
So you are telling me this
on the basis,
was not free and fair?
I know what credible elections are, and on the basis of that, I will repeat, I will emphasize that my president is my candidate, Joseph Yuma Boakai.
So for the next 6 years, you don't have
for the next 6 years, I'm a professional person. I'll work. I don't have to be in the public sector. I can be in the private sector. I'm a professional person. I will work, and I will not be silent though. So in this country, we will not embrace brutal dictatorship that we've just given precedent in our country. Say that? Where there's incompetence, absolutely. Where there's incompetence, absolutely, that breeds dictatorship. It breeds tyranny. And it's obvious for you to know. That's not a subject of debate. So I am saying here, that's not a decision I made. And so that's not my president. My president is Joseph Yuma Boakai, whom I voted for, and I can vote for him 1 million more times over George Weah.
You will not recognize George Weah as a president?
Because I didn't vote for him, and I will not vote for him. He's not my president. My president remains my candidate. That's it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Rastafari. Kilibamba, kilibamba, kilibamba. Kilibamba, kilibamba, kilibamba. What I want?
Liberia is facing a drug crisis that is affecting our youth and jeopardizing the country's future. This epidemic, driven by international criminal enterprises and their networks, poses a severe threat. In response, we have not only declared the drug epidemic a health emergency and a national security threat, but we have also been taking steps to address this issue by establishing a dedicated national body to tackle drug abuse in Liberia. I urge international community to join Liberia in addressing this escalating drug crisis.
Has been following with eagle eye some grave concern of threatening issues of allegations against some of our government officials. And as a national chairman of the ruling party, it will be a great disservice to all the partisans across the nation to remain silent on issues of this nature. As the press have been flagging the issue of corruption, I want to say here that the allegation against Minister Ami Modai by the METEC sponsor luxurious vehicle he claimed that was purchased by the LRA for the use of the Commerce Ministry is deeply concerning, not only to partisans,
We live here for Sion Town, where there's a huge burst of drug here for Sion Town. Across the bridge, these are the drugs being manufactured here. These are the community dwellers have gathered to hail Mr. Kromah on this arrest. These are people being arrested. It seems to be Nigerian national. This is Spoon TV Live. And we are here from Sion Town. Coming to you, bringing you this live where drugs worth thousands of dollars have been confiscated here by Mr. A.B. Kromah and his team. Why are you telling A.B. Kromah thank you? So you live in a community?
Yes.
What been happening here? So you been spoiling your community? Yeah. You been spoiling your community?
Yes.
But why you didn't talk all these So you happy about the arrest? So community dwellers are celebrating. This is it here, folks, wherever you are watching from, this is Spoon TV. We are coming to you live. Huge quantity of drug being arrested from this building here. Here are the suspects. According to community dwellers, this has been their witch that these people are in this building manufacturing these drugs and supplying this entire community and Monrovia and its environs. They are believed to be Nigerian national. So you can see the excitement. So you don't want it to come back.
The thing about it, but the thing about it is, we go every time it's terrible. And the thing about it, they let you come out as well. You come out,
all right, thank you so much. They don't want them to return to this community. Community dwellers are out, happy, celebrating. Teachers, students, women and girls have come to celebrate this milestone for their community. They believe
yes, indeed. If you're in Cape Mount, you're in Grand Gila, you're in Sino, you're in Rave Access, Tune to Spoon. This is the late night show, the late night politics on Spoon. I want to welcome everyone. Thanks for joining us tonight on this weekend edition of the program. My name is Nelson Collier. Let's hope we can have a great conversation tonight. A lot happening across Liberia. Too many things to talk about every single day. This is where you get the updates. This is where you get authentic information every single day. And I want to welcome you tonight to the show. All of you joining us online, kindly share the program. Please share the show as you come on tonight. Let's hope we can have a great conversation. I'm going to move to the comment section as usual to recognize welcome a few of you. But let me bring Josh Wheeler on. Josh, welcome to the show, man. It's good to have you on tonight.
Thank you, Nelson. It's a privilege to be here. I appreciate our listeners and this platform, the former CEOs, Stanton Waterspoon, for this wonderful opportunity for us all. Thank you.
Yes, and of course, we are glad to be here again. I want to welcome you as we get ready to talk Liberia, to talk the issues, to have a great conversation tonight that put us on the forward march of our country. We all want to see Liberia succeed. We want to see our country do better. And that's why we come here every night to have these conversations. And it's a good thing that we're here again tonight to talk Liberia, to discuss the issues. And all we want our folks to do as they watch the show tonight is to share the program. Share the program in your different WhatsApp groups, in your different group chats, on Facebook, on just across the internet, so we can have a great conversation here tonight. I want to recognize. I want to welcome a few of the folks here tonight. I see a lot of people joining us. Let me go there and just recognize a few of you as we kickstart the conversation tonight. I see Tabet Tobe is here tonight. P. Esau Tali, thanks for joining us. Mariah Sandojinatu, thanks for joining us, ma'am. I see Rahami Brooks is here tonight. Thanks for joining us. You say you're joining from the 05. George, do you know what the 05 is?
05. Got no idea, man. I don't know what exactly 05 is.
That's why he's joining us from the 05. That should be Old Road, I think.
Yeah.
Yes, William B. Morris is joining us tonight. As always, we appreciate you. David Colley from Airfield Syncor. Thomas Godfrey is here tonight as well. Morris Moses Mongai has joined us. Rebecca Andrew Enders, thanks for joining us tonight. We appreciate you. You said you're joining from your little corner. Where is that corner? Maybe you want to know. Jerry Gitawa is here tonight from Virginia, Red Hill Field. We appreciate you for joining. Please share the program as you come on tonight. Joel Kimba, John Oberly, Eric McGill, Lavette Bondo, our dear sister, John Fala, Nathaniel K. Hill, P. Esau Tali, and I see everyone joining us tonight. Please share the program. Abu S. Kamara is joining. Oh, the man said he's joining us from Calabash.
Man, balling.
Abu S. Kamara, you joining us from Calabash. So all of you that know Abu Web and Cherry, I just know that Abu at Calabash right now. The man, but whether he went there for a meeting, whether he's spending the night there, whatever the case is, but that's where the man is joining us from tonight at 1 a.m. in Liberia. The man is joining us from Calabash. Abu, thank you very much. Omer Birthday Noir, thanks for joining us as well. I see Archie Dortu is here tonight from North Dakota. We appreciate all of you guys. Please share the program. Let's have a great conversation tonight. We're gonna have a short show, just a brief conversation. We're gonna take up time to just reminisce, do a recap of the week, some of the major happenings in this week. President Bouaka returned And since he got back, it's been fire. Even before he got back, no, I see Moba has already joined us. Moba, thanks for joining the show tonight. Moba, President Bouakai came back, and since the president got here, it's been fire. From Monday to Tuesday to Wednesday to Thursday, today is Friday. It's been fire. Cabinet retreat going on, got at the airport. The first thing he made a very long remark on Sunday about the UNGA, everything that happened there. He made the case for Liberia. Boom, right after the UNGA, the next thing is there are lots of engagements, and the president is warning his officials at the first day of the cabinet retreat that we will fight against corruption. We'll make sure that corruption will not find a resting place. On the flip side, the CSA boss was talking about some of the efforts they're making, credential audits, and then he went on to talk about the payroll cleanup exercise, how some folks were removed from the payroll and they are yet to complain, and talking about the mobile money activity and how they're making some adjustments there with respect to the whole CSA payroll thing, and it's just been one thing after another. Today we saw the president breaking ground for the construction of a solar power plant for our country to help in power supply, and the expansion of the McCarthy Hydro, 4 additional turbines. Each turbine produces 24 megawatts, so you know exactly what we're talking about. And then while we're talking about this, there's a conversation about Starlink already on the table. Well, today the U.S. government appreciated the president for Executive Order number 136. I think a lot of you are here. We spoke about that. We had a brief conversation about it. The establishment of a railway authority, an extension of Executive Order number 122. Yes, the president re-emphasized that he reinforced that by issuing Executive Order number 136. Today, the U.S. government applauded the president for that great effort. They think that the establishment of a railway authority will help in securing the railway infrastructure of the country and a lot more. The president is about to make another trip. And of course, a great conversation we're going to have on those different happenings here tonight. So it's going to be more like a look at the week, the different activities. Since in fact tomorrow we will not be on based on some maintenance, stuff that the network will be doing. So let's have a conversation tonight, guys. Josh, welcome to the show. Mobile, welcome to the show. And I want us to do our opening. Let's start with Josh, and then Mobile will come in.
Yeah, just a second late. I was about to say Mobile belongs honor there. You should be honor us there. But as soon as I was about to say, you took me off. Man, you're a hater, my man. But anyway, it's good to be here. It's wonderful to be alive. It's a wonderful time in our history. And I just want to start by saying, I want to thank this government for Starlink. I think it's a very important breakthrough, even though the details are not clear. Where I work, I'm in Australia, but in my office, we use Starlink. We know it's expensive, but the reason it's expensive because it can go anywhere. You can go in your village now and put your antenna over your house and plug your things and start to use internet. Just have power there. That's all. So it's a very good venture. However, again, this government, there's one thing about doing things, and there's another thing about rushing into doing things. I understand that these guys, they must, come up with something like a developmental thing, because it's been almost a year and nothing has happened, and now they have to do something. So look, there's no detail about this whole thing. We know that these people have low-flying satellites in the orbit, and they can connect anywhere, any rural part of the country. But there's no detail. Can the poor people be able to afford it? This and that. There's so many things that we still need to know. Who's going to be reselling these things? How much they're going to be? All these things. But anyway, look, we still look forward to
Josh.
Information coming through. and I appreciate. And for that's excuse me just for a second, Nelson. Let me just finish with
You know,
this.
this is just the opening, George. This is just
the
the
establishment. Yeah, the establishment of the railway. I don't know. The authority. I think that was done by President Weah. President Weah, I think, was 1207 or 1201. One of them. It was executive order, and this too is an executive order. So I don't know what's happening. Why can't it be created by the legislature? Why are we doing executive order? Is it because it won't pass the legislature, or what's really going on? So we want to know. I look forward to having a wonderful show. Thank you.
Yeah,
Nelson is gone.
No, Nelson. I think the bad station, but let me come in. Yeah. Thank you to our listener, and thank you. What my man? Leroy, hands. Long time, brother. How you doing? Josh, what's up, brother?
I'm okay, man.
Yeah.
Cool, man.
Look.
Hands, my man. Welcome. Long time. I pissed you a long time ago. You when you haven't come back.
It got nothing to do with you. I got life too.
Okay.
But
okay, welcome back, my man.
Nice
to see you.
Nice to see you too, Josh.
Yeah. Look, we all understand. Like, for me, I'm really excited about Sterling, and I really want the government to explain more, like Josh emphasized on. And it is true because we want to know how much we want it, but we just want to know the cost. How much, a lot of people, and not everything, everybody will be able to afford. Some, like, they got other things in Liberia, people don't afford it, and people using it. So I think for when it comes to the price, if they can talk with the government and probably maybe made the price for some, like that's it, generalize the price maybe about 40, 45 per month. I think a lot of people will be able to afford that as much. But let me talk about the railroad. Look, we came here yesterday, we brought this topic out and we explained, we get our own analysis and stuff. But I see people saying, oh, Joe, we are doing the same thing. So blah, blah, blah. Okay. First of all, saying things and doing it are two different things. You can say something and you don't do it. It doesn't mean to say that it work or whatsoever. George, we have the power to, back then, through his talk or negotiation to the Senate or the House of Representatives to pass a bill. But he never did because he didn't want to do it as a charade. But this president is asking the Senate and the House of Representatives to pass that bill. And when that bill, when it passed, it will not go in George Weah under his regime. People will bring people up, but it will go on Joseph Yuma Boaka, and it will be a great achievement. And if they can allocate budget, or money in the budget and look for funding and to start that project, it will be one of the greatest project ever in the history of Liberia because it will open a lot of job creation. Imagine people using a grain dealer, people using roads. So now the road, we all know how deplorable the roads are in the country. We know the entire country need to be connected, and when you're using railroads, you got trains and other things, like transportation. I think it will create more jobs, and it will help ease the transportation sector as well. Thank you, and we all are looking up to the show, and but our hands go on to your opening statement.
Hey, hello there, Josh. Once again, how you doing? Long time.
I'm good, my brother. I'm good.
Marba, Nelson. I think Nelson in the back end or something. But to all our friends and well-wishers and listeners out there, thank you. I know it's been a long time, almost 6 months, I guess. Yeah. I just want to say, thanks for having me back. But it's technically almost over a year since I joined you guys. This month will make it like got joined in August. So yeah, wow, been that long. Been knowing George that long. We have our ups and downs, but we still brothers. Anyway,
that's it, my man.
My take on this thing here is I have issues with dedicating every little function generator being given to LBS. It got to be there is a need to have what you call opening or dedicated ceremony. we beat on the we are government for this, and we are seeing they repeat. It says something about Liberia. It's like they can't seem to move forward, but always repeating. We talked about President Boyka getting into power and hopefully stop having ministers and the armed forces people. But again, the armed forces team is right on Robert's feet, so I think that's maybe that's not the issue. But having this lineup crew, the guard meeting you, I mean, that should be done for when we're having international guests and stuff. That's how I think should be done. So there are things I believe the government can cut costs on having ministers and directors stay at the various ministry instead of them coming to greet you. We watch TV here every day. We see when President Biden or whoever former presidents used to when they leaving or even coming down, there's the team that picking him up and the team that stands to the stairs there to this at the bottom of the step of the plane. There are two military people. They salute the president. He get in his in his car. Boom, he gone. There's no time for that shaking hand, greeting, all these things. When will Liberia change? When will we stop all of this bureaucracy and move the country forward? I expected President Boyka at this time to cut some of those things off. Me being a strong supporter of the president. If you can listen to us, your winning today, the people in Liberia voted, but your winning today came from us over here in America with support financially and getting on radio, TV, and whatever, pushing your agenda. So we ask you to listen to us too. We are not plebeians. The people in Liberia are not plebeians as well. They are humans, they are citizens. Cut some of these wasteful spending off. Generator donated to LBS. We didn't need opening ceremony for that. That is not President Boyka's position there. I believe that, but that's just the directors. They can do something better. We need to stop all of this nonsense that is happening in Liberia. It just that's why you see some of the reason. Yeah, I've been busy, but some of the things I don't come on for because I'm frustrated to some extent. But in closing,
You're not
yeah.
frustrated. You ashamed.
What?
You ashamed. You're not frustrated. You ashamed. Thank you.
Nothing to be ashamed of. I'm proud to say that we are able to talk against who we put there and point out their wrongs. That's not being shameful. That's being bold. I can say I don't like certain things. Y'all can say it. Till now, y'all say we are was the best and everything. No, I'm saying President Boyka can do better. I'm not saying I'm ashamed. Never no day I would tell you I'm ashamed of putting Boyka there. I'm saying there can be changes done. Let me stop here. I don't want to go further.
Yeah, thank you. So I think we'll just start with a method. I don't know we should do the topic of method because there's not any link. I mean the topic, but we can start with we did a railway last night. So I think it will be which one I just talk on just now about the what's the name? Just give me 1 second, let me connect next. Josh, you can be
Oh, thank you.
so you can send me all the stuff. So
Can you hear me? Hans, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, yeah, buddy.
Oh, good. Look, I think what I really want us to talk about tonight is this issue with the corruption that is taking place in the government, and the president not seems to be listening when people are talking about it. We saw that Amin Modai willingly, at his own volition, resigned, and I see that people are crediting the president for his resignation. I think I want to thank Amin. Look, when you made mistake, look, I will not say Amin stole any money. I can sit there and say that he made a great mistake, error of judgment. By buying what he bought, and I could also fall in that. Because look, when I first came to this country as a student, I bought a car $500, and they charged me $2,700 to fix that car. So you see, that cheap is always expensive, So sometimes I could have said, okay, so I left that car, my $500 when I threw that car away, and I went to buy a brand new car that I couldn't even afford because that car at that time I was 2010. I bought that car $34,000 as a student. I couldn't, I had to be paying on a car. You see, so look, I could have done similar thing that he did. It was an error of judgment, and he resigned. Kudos to him. And let's extend
Yeah,
this to
George.
everyone else. Yeah, everyone else who has made error of judgment. Because look, whatever you do in the public space, if you get your own business, you can buy anything you want to buy. Nobody will ask you. You like it, you spend your money to buy airplane and be landing on Broad Street. Just you should not hurt people that we'll not have any problem with you. But when you work in government and you buy such things, it's considered to us waste. And the same waste that you used to cry for when you're in opposition, you cannot come to power and do the same waste. So it's good that he resigned. Any other person who is connected to providing the avenue or providing signature or providing anything knowingly to purchase that car is also culpable and should be punished as well. So we look to the president to make a decisive decision on this. We don't want it to get cold because I feel that in Liberia, after 3 weeks, the information is cold and no one cares about it anymore. So we want him to really do something about it, that we know that we're going in a different, direction than, going back and beyond. Because I think President Boubacar is not doing well. Our country is doomed. But, anything he does that is good, we will compliment it. But we'll also state our facts and make sure that we keep his feet to the fire. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Josh. Hans, you want to add anything to Josh, or you want to move on because we started from the energy sector where the president
What George
went
said,
to advance the program today. So,
there,
do you want to add
there,
anything to Josh?
yeah, there's some truth in what George said. I would side with him on certain things, like Mr. Modat made a mistake. Some judgment calls are doomed when you don't think. But again, none of us can accuse him. We knew that he came into this government with money, so it's not like to say that he embezzled money or anything. So, but it's just that when you do certain things at that moment, the optics does not look okay. But on the line of holding president to the fire, I would disagree with. I would not disagree. I won't say I would disagree. I agree with George saying that we should hold the president to the fire. But can we, if we rewind, if we look back, how many days we sat here and we asked George, have you ever pointed out wrongs or anything your past government did? No, we are going forward. He's right again, but I just want to say that I don't think it's fair to President Boyga within 9 months to be held to the fire for every little mistake. But then I will be a hypocrite if I say we don't do it. So just what I was trying to tell you in the beginning, my opening statement, I'm not ashamed. I'm grateful and honored to say I can point out the right. I able to say that today to George. I say I agree with you on some things because we need to move forward. We're not going to be backtracking and looking back on the we are government. They're gone. Anything that happened now is on Boyga's time and terms. So we need to move the country forward. Just few people in his government, I'm unsatisfied, I'm dissatisfied with. I wish he can take some stands as well. Maybe we'll go forward, we'll bring those names up. Hopefully, let's wait and see next week what will happen. But for your government to succeed, you need trust. You need trusted people. So Mr. Moda did the right thing. And I don't know if there's gonna be investigation on that vehicle, if it's gonna be turned back over. Did they turn the vehicle back over to the government? He did?
Yeah, yes. Yeah, but
Okay.
it's going to be turned over to GSA to be used for visiting diplomats.
Perfect. One last area, Moba. The lies been going around by some unscrupulous people saying that I will point out President Boyga spent millions of dollars to buy two what you call armored vehicles. Let us remember here, by virtue of the fact, every new government should have a new armored vehicle for the president, and the past armored vehicle should be retired, and there should be museums and stuff for those things, because the past armored vehicle used by President Weah was really used. 6 years of using that armored vehicle, there's wear and tear on it. So President Boyka using armored vehicle from the past government for 6 months to 9 months or 10 months, that's perfectly fair that the next one can come in. Is a wear and tear on the vehicles. So he ordering 3 vehicles and new 10 Land Cruisers for the EPS. Hey, let's not beat on the president for that. I think that's the presidential motorcade. If anything goes wrong, we always sit there and say, "Oh, what the EPS did. Imagine the president car going and it breaks down in the middle of the highway. What would we say here on this show? My brother George would be the same president and say, "Oh, they should have brought in a new vehicle for the president." So they brought in 3 new armored vehicles. Fair enough. 1 for the vice president, 2 for the president. You got to have a disguise, bro. You can't have 1 car just pointed at the president inside. I'm sorry. You can spend $2 million on armored personnel and protection vehicle for the president. I would not complain. One, it is in the interest of the president. And I'm happy that President Wiaka gonna be retired because that vehicle should be used as a memory and stuff for the past president. So we can't continue using the same armor vehicle. It's wear and tear. 6 years carrying it all in the interior. Let's be real here. We need a new car for the president. So nobody can beat the president on that one.
Thank you, Hans. There's a lot of breaking news coming, more especially the Sterling something, which we discussed the internet issue, and we're looking on the road. I mean, the current that the solar energy that the president break ground on today, and we all understand because yesterday a lot of people was on the phone calling, and a lot of people were on Facebook, discussing about the same internet started something about the complaining about current. But today we listen to the president, 90 million projects, Harrisburg, Maserati, and according to him, he said it will help ease the current situation in Liberia. And when we look at it from all indication and perspective, it is true because we understand that for the past decade, Liberia been suffering when it comes to electricity. We understand that sometimes when we drive in his press conference today, he emphasized on a lot of stuff. He emphasized on the megawatt, and the project will start August 2025. So, George, what do you have to say about the 90 million project that the government about to initiate in the electricity sector?
Thank you, Moba. Let us be very clear here. This is not a government initiative. This is part of the United Nations projects, worldwide, and so this is not to be construed as government's project. This is
and George, just to come in a bit, this is a World Bank project, and
World Bank,
it's a World Bank project, not the United Nations. But it's going to, for the first time, see the construction of a solar power plant. And a lot of you are aware that here in Liberia, once we hit the rainy season, the dry season, rather, it becomes a tough thing, talking about generating power, electricity supply will be unstable and stuff like that. But we're about to see the construction of the first solar power plant in Liberia under this administration. The president today broke ground for it. And not just that, there's also going to be the expansion of the Mankofi hydro. Additional 4 turbines will be added, and stuff like that. This is coming hand in hand with the Starlink internet connectivity and so on. Is it fair to say that in just 8 to 9 months, progress is being made? Is it something that the government should be hailed for? Is there prospect that Liberians are supposed to are about to see a shift or some improvement within those different sectors that they've struggled with over the past time? I mean, let's start a conversation from here, Josh. And Officer Johnson, it's good to see you. It's been a while.
Thank you. Thank you.
Nelson, look, I want to commend the government, and I've said this, twice now, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but look, we have to be fair, and Liberia comes first. And I'm not going to sit here and want to mince the truth for any political game. I don't want to do that. So what I want to say is I want to thank the government, even though this is a World Bank project, but it is a really good project that is going to ease the blackout that happens in Liberia. Like, a lot of people, they have no access to electricity in the country. You know what I mean? especially during the dry season when the water in the river goes down, which is supplying the turbines. Almost there's no power in Monrovia. So at that time when sun comes, then of course the solar panel that they're trying to build is going to be substituted into that void that is being caused by the low water level in the river. But here's the thing, Nelson. Why we want to commend this government for that initiative. I don't know what they're going to do, where they are going to add the turbines at the river there, where we get my coffee, because when there's no water, how do you add more turbines? You know what I mean? Are they everyone's going to be bringing water from their house to dump it in the river there, or what's going to happen? I really want to know the details. Yeah, because without any detail, it doesn't make any sense to me to add turbines, even though the ones that are there that are operational cannot supply because there's no water. So if you are, it's like if you say no water anywhere, then they say, but the whole community must come for water. You know what I mean? 10 people used to go for water to the well, the water finished in the well. But then you say, okay, we'll add 20 more people on the 10 people that used to come to make it 30 to come and get water from that well. It doesn't make any sense to me. But I don't know what's going to happen. Maybe there's some other technology they want to employ to make sure that the water is sufficient to turn those turbines. So we look forward to that, and we want to thank the government for that initiative. We hope it works well for Liberia, because whatever works for Liberia works for every one of us, and indirectly or directly will get benefited. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Officer Johnson, you want to weigh in on this?
Sure, Nelson. World Bank. Now, if I'm not mistaken, this is a loan, right?
No, this
no. Honestly, nothing like loan.
So it's a grant.
It's a grant. Okay.
Okay, good. I was not sure, because sometimes we get the loan and the grant mixed up. Okay, so if it's a grant, then that's good news for Liberia. Solar, the world is moving in the what you call the energy sector is changing these days. Everybody is people moving from diesel, gasoline to electric and stuff like that. But I also think looking at the environmental side of the solar installation, I just hope nothing wrong with having a solar farm, but there should be environmental regulations and environmental procedures for these things. Because remember, building solar farm, also you have solar waste, and having solar waste, leads to, people may not want to believe this is true, it leads to cancer and other dangerous health conditions. So are there mechanism capacity? I'm not beating this project down. I'm happy for it. I'm just saying that I hope the government also look at all the different areas, the aspect that will be able to protect their citizens as well. See, we don't want to just be happy. Then tomorrow, when the solar panel farm is erected and people generating from it, but guess what? The village down the street there is getting all the waste that's being produced from the manufacture of those solar panels and what have you. So let us just be also caution the government, congratulate them first, but also caution the government at the EPA. This is what people don't understand. EPA, all these people work together when it comes to these things. People just think it's just to bring a solar farm, they put it there, it's okay. No, there are villages going to be around our farm. What become of those villages too? So we need to look at all of those.
And you're right, Officer Johnson. And I think that's another interesting part of the whole thing. But what happens is that even before those projects get started, there will be feasibility studies, and there will be compensation for the people who fall within the project affected areas. So this is something that is also being considered as those are all the different costs and stuff they will compare and be able to come up with the bulk figure in terms of what is required to carry on the different projects. So yeah. So
thank you. I just wanted to, it's all part of weighing in too, because we didn't hear all of those. I didn't see all of that in the report. So I just saw it's a 90 million or 90 billion. 90 billion. That's 90 million. That's a lot of money. a lot of grants, and it's good. There's excellent job. 9 months in power, all of this so far, kudos. I'll give the government B+ right now.
Thank you. Maba, I know you've shared your thoughts on this issue, but I want us to go back a little. The week, just considering this week, and maybe we'll end here and take some calls. This week, we saw the president return to the country on Sunday. Immediately upon his return, he made a presentation where he spoke of the different interventions he made at the level of the UNGA. And he went on to talk about how successful the entire trip was. And in that brief speech, somewhere around 30 minutes, the president spoke of the need for public officials to work together to combat corruption and everything. He spoke about some of the partners that decided to beef up the fight, the challenges, beef up the fight against the challenges in the health sector, and the donation of incubators, to help in the challenges that the health sector is faced with. And he also spoke of a lot of other gains that were made as a result of the UNGA. Immediately following that, we saw the cabinet retreat where he was talking about the need for public officials to declare their assets and make sure that they set example. The next thing we saw, resignation. Minister Amin Moda, whose name has been in the press for a very long time, resigned. This week alone, the government saw 2 resignations. The one from Amin Moda, the former commerce minister, and the former officer in charge at the Liberia Drugs Enforcement Agency. Anthony Sowell was appointed as acting head of the LDEA. He's acting now because obviously there will have to be the legislative processes where the Senate will have to confirm it and stuff like that to be to have him as the actual head of the institution. But let's weigh in on the happenings from the week, the resignations, the different resignations coming in government, the president's acceptance of those resignation letters, and the fight against corruption that the president emphasized or re-emphasized, the call on his officials to declare the assets, and we can take on the conversation from there. Moba, you want to start with this, and then we.
Yeah, thank you, Nelson. Look, I think Amin Moda resignation was very important, and we all understand that buying almost like 100,000 cars, that's a lot of money for the country. And so I think he go by the rules, but I'm much violated the rules by buying those car. That car. But at the same time, he was able to resign and get the car back to the government. But the way people are making it like to say only him, there are a lot of people who out there doing the same thing. But because he's under, a lot of people attacking him, and for his family's sake, what he did, it was right. It was in the interest of the country and also in the interest of his family. And the president, I think the president now standing on his feet, he's trying to make sure everyone, focus to do your work. And much when we all listen to the cabinet meeting, he said a lot of stuff. People should work. People should focus and do what is right and do the Liberian people job. And anyone who probably catching the cookie jar, you'll be out, no matter who you are. And I think he need to start with, because look, Nelson, there are a lot of speculation going on in the country. People doing things, and some evidence. People putting evidence like the LTA, the LRA, all the places. Things are going on that the government, the president need to speak on. Even the minister then probably didn't want to talk because they know when they talk, probably they'll be implicated themselves. But I think the president will come on and say something, and let him take question from journalists concerning those people. Because look, Nelson, there are a lot of things going on. There are a lot of things going on. People taking.
Are you talking about the need for some nationwide engagement by the president, where he call all the media outlets to get him to speak on some national issues
and some other issues, and let him take question from the journalists, and that the people asking, Mr. President, what going on to the LRA? You get in it, you in the know, or what's going on? Let him answer these questions so that like, people can be in the know that what is going on, and probably can get document that yes, money going, so things happening. There's look, this government need to be transparent, because the thing that we preach on for Joseph Yema Boakai government of kind of power nursing is all about transparency, because
how do you see the president's call for the fight against corruption, re-emphasizing the call for the fight against corruption?
Nursing, I would tell you, look, you know, it's just hard to answer, because in some era, you know, things that's happening, like I mean, more issues and other entities he trying to, you know, but when it comes to other side, he need to speak. I think he need more. He need to speak more. He need to take more action. Not only to speak, he need to take more action. Tackle these things, because nursing, corruption kill our nations. Not even Liberia, anywhere part of the world. When it comes to corruption, it damages the entire nation. Because nursing, imagine, right? People taking $2-3 million worth of go in government cover. That government will be able to open avenue and employ a lot of people to school district, and you know, hospital, healthcare, and things. Let's imagine one man take that money and put it in your pocket. So corruption causes a big, deep hole in the nation. That's the reason why the president needs to take corruption, fight against corruption very easy. Fight corruption in the sense that people alone. If the government start holding people to fire, right? If the government start prosecuting people because of corruption, you see people be scared. People not be, people not want to do what, because first of all, when you do
it, given what we saw just in this week, what do you think, Moba? Was progress made to some extent?
Yeah.
Did the government make progress this week? Did we see anything different this week in the first place? Yes. Given what we've seen in time past, prior to the president leaving for the UNGA, and considering what we saw for this week, the sequence of happenings.
Yes, Nancy, I think the president taking a step, but I think he need to take a more giant step. It's a different taking a step and taking a giant step. So the step is just a caveat to who is, to who all the people that name that coming in the picture, all the people doing this, the person doing this. It's a caveat to them. You gotta take time. When anything come on my desk, anybody be indicated or whatsoever investigation, I will suspend you and we will go into the matter. And I think the president needs to take a giant step on some of these things, because next thing we were here championing the cause, because the thing we are doing, some people in the government doing it. And let me close by saying that I think people playing in the government to damage the government. That's my thinking. Because they know exactly what they're doing. They know exactly what they're doing, but they're there. They want to do it so that they can say, and it happened doing drug time, we're doing it too, so the government needs support. And that's the time the president now needs to stand up on his toes and do something.
Thank you. Josh, let's hear from you, man. Your own assessment of the week in review, all of the sequence of happenings from the arrival of the president. He made a very brief presentation following his return from the UNGA. He advocated for the case in the street. He spoke of some efforts that were made with respect to Liberia getting a seat at the UN Security Council. Now, immediately after that, a cabinet retreat is held. Two resignations in just this week alone. One appointment at the LDA. Finally, the president made a decision with respect to the LDA situation. And the dedication today of a power plant, we're talking about Starlink, just in 1 week. What's your own analysis around this?
Nelson, I will have to say again, this is the biggest week that this government has had. Even though there are few little things that I also want to make contrast to, because the president talked about, from the UNGA, he spoke about drugs. And we saw the resignation of the acting boss, right? He said, no money, salary low, they ain't paying the people sufficiently that are doing the work, because a drug dealer cannot come to me and say, my man, I'll give you $500,000. And I know that when I calculate how many years I work to get $500,000 or even $5,000, when I'm making $200 a month, I'll calculate how long I work to make that $5,000. So you see, temptation can come in those ways. So if the president is serious about the fight against the drug, pandemic, I think he needs to look at that as well. Talking is free, as we all say in our parlance. It's free, but the action is what is needed. And I also want to look at the aspect of this quote unquote power. You know what I mean? A solar power plant that is being funded by the World Bank. I think it's a really incredible idea. It's a good thing. And also, look, once we have that, look, investment can come in so many ways, right? Our country to attract investment, the first thing people look at is production costs. I'm associated with investors, so I know, and studying a little bit about economics as well. I know that the production cost is what takes up everything. If your production cost is high, your prices will be high, and then consumption will be low because people cannot afford it. And when people cannot afford it, you have to export it to different countries to sell it. And guess what? You pay the shit that carrying it. When you go, you pay import tax there, and then you calculate it. Then you feel that why I'm making business like Liberia, why I can go to Ghana where they put plenty and they can afford it in here. I would not be able to export anything. I'll just sell it right there. You know what I mean? And make the money. So if you know that you have power, stable power in the country, it will call more people to invest there because they will not be servicing generator and calling generator about can't fix the whole day when it break down. They will have all these things to the disposal. And guess what? Internet. Nelson, if the internet service in Liberia is good, we can advocate for companies for to get people working for them in Liberia in IT. They can sit down behind a desk, be at home, and work for company, answering phone calls and answering problems with people on the phone. Those things will all bring. Guess what? When those things happen, you will not see boys in the street falling. Somebody doing Zekwe because they will be sitting down on the computer, making money, not doing Zekwe behind anybody. And now the politicians who always giving people small money for them to cause noise, they will have to be serious now because nobody there to cause noise behind them. They are alone. So that's how development comes. And I want to congratulate the government for taking those steps. And I hope they mean it because I know President Bwaga sometimes he can say things that he doesn't mean.
Yeah, Josh. But let's do this, Josh. What do you make of the president's call for the fight against corruption, calling his members of the cabinet to take on the fight seriously? And the resignations we've had this week.
Yeah, Nelson, look, I think the president is not serious about the fight against corruption. If the president was serious, by this time, Grace Bean would not be behind him everywhere he goes. Or those people who have not declared their asset will not be flying to America with him. He was going to tell them, sit home until you can do this. Because I was listening to the show the other day in my office, and I heard my brother Raymond talk about the people need study class to do their own asset declaration. And I was so angry. The thing is that, Nelson, if the president is serious about the fight against corruption, you make sure that everyone declare their asset. Because, Nelson, if you declare asset now, how do you declare it? Will you say, this is a thing I had 3 years ago? It's there. People want to steal and make sure that they incorporate that into the asset declaration so that when they leave in government, they say, I came with this thing, and this is the only thing I carry. Not knowing that all those things they came with the 250 cents, like my man DeLong came to the government with. Now he's a millionaire in Liberia. So you see, people getting rich at the expense of government is rampant because our leaders are not strong. The political will is not there for them to say, look, before you can do this, you have to do this. Before you can follow me anywhere, you have to declare your asset. And making it as a criteria, say anybody who did not declare the answer, you cannot follow me anywhere. You can be the minister of property, you can be anybody. Then that's the president speaking strong, but he allows people to follow him around. Then he say he's fighting corruption. Why is he fighting corruption? Nelson, as far as I'm concerned, this president has not done anything against corruption. For the fact that Grace Bean is still with him, he finds that even this guy Double Jala is still there. No questions. We don't hear anything. These are the people that approved this money for this guy to spend it. If you can approve the budget, Nelson, you might have known what exactly that budget was going to be used for. So that means you are also in the wrong as well to approve such a money for such a car. You see it? So these people need to be investigated, but the president is doing nothing about it. All he does is to lecture people. Nelson, I know the president has been in the government for more than 40 years. The government knows all the problems Liberia has. We do know all the problems the president does not. Please, anyone who close to the president, please tell the president should not lecture about the problems we have. We put in there because we want solutions. Let him tell us how he's fixing them.
Josh,
telling us.
and then
Because all
finally,
he does is to complain.
finally, then we'll move to Officer Johnson. What do you make
Yeah.
of the resignations, the 2 resignations this week
Look,
under this administration?
no, let me.
Do you see some shaking up? Do you see that the president does this in any way indicate that the president is coming in with some iron hand and trying to straighten up things and making sure that the government
On
is
a
up and
contrary
running?
note, Nelson, no. On a contrary note, and here's why I would say no. The president is doing nothing. Nelson, that resignation was something that he did from his own, evolution, right? He decided that on his own. He said, "Look, let me do this because I don't want my character to be, in tatters, right? And I don't want the government need to be tarnished as well. So let me resign." The guy that resigned from the DA, he said they ain't paying them correct. He explained bad thing. So he not do corruption. Even Moda, let me tell you, honestly, I'm in sympathy with Moda. I feel that it was too early, too soon for him to exit because I know how much he supported this president. So I'm in sympathy with him. I don't think he should have resigned. If the president had come out and spoke and said, "Look, Moda, what you done? We're going to move this car. We're going to take it to this place. You're not going to use it, but be in your position. I think we're going to be the best thing." But the man did not steal any money. The man used money more than he's supposed to use at all. He didn't steal money. Yeah.
And George, you are from the CDC. You would have used that. You George would have used that to criticize this government, to campaign against this government come 2029. But here you are today. The finance, the commerce minister is no longer there. Now you are saying he should have remained there. Josh, are you being sincere with your points here tonight?
I'm being sincere, Nelson. There are so many things to use against the government because I know President Bouhaka is not serious to rule this country, in a way that we thought he would do because he's an elderly man. He's not doing it. So there are so many things to say, but not this one. Thank you.
Okay.
Unfortunately,
Officer Johnson, let's hear your take on this issue. Just taking a look at the government, the activities this week, and everything that's happened. The president from the UNGA, yes, he spoke of some of the gains made. Came back to a cabinet retreat, warned his officials to fight corruption, declare your assets. Now he's breaking ground. Now we have the Starlink. I mean, what's your own assessment of the government, especially considering this week?
So I totally been blacked out from Liberia politics for a long time, Nelson, because we have our own on this side we fighting for.
Yeah.
Honestly speaking, it's not easy over here. Like we fighting for our soul over here too. Just how you feel in Liberia, that's how some of us feel over here, and it's very serious in all fairness. And it got to do with my work as well. So I've been blacked out, but I'm finally getting, I watched the show the other night, and I'm getting back to hear some progress and disappointments in the government. One thing I say as a supporter of President Bouhaka, I'm happy to say that I want to criticize President Bouhaka. Unlike the past, we didn't see that happening. So the president coming from Onga, good. He presented Liberia case. We've been fighting for that seat forever. This is not the first time Liberia petition, I think, to get seat. It's been happening and we never got it. It ain't gonna happen. So, but it's good to make the push. And Liberia, the president talking about fighting corruption.
But one quick thing is that Liberia had that seat before. Liberia was there in 1960 or 64.
That was during the early stage of the UN. Yeah, because we are a founding member. We're signatory to the GA. Yeah. So I'm just saying from that time to this time, right? I don't know what we have done.
You think Liberia is not going to get that seat? You think so?
You know who our big brother here gotta approve it first. It's possible, but who they have to look at. I don't know what they look at though, but it's been a mini Liberia petition from that time. We lost that seat. I think we petitioned for that seat in the 90s as well. We petitioned I think during early time as well too. I don't think we got it. So we'll see. Sheep law and gold law are two different laws. So, but on the line of fighting corruption, you can't say it and you're not acting. You're saying it and not acting. I remember President Bouhaka's speech, he said it. President Ellen's speech, he said it. President Weah's speech, he said it. Action speaks louder than words. Speak louder than words. We have heard this phrase before. Your lieutenants should be the one implementing these anti-corruption thing in the ministry, because the corruption is from the top to the bottom, from the bottom to the top. So the ministers, directors, and what have you, yeah, if they're not executing these duties, how would the president know these things? So I know we put everything on the president in every part of the world for that matter, but we also know that there are branches, there are areas of the executive that is run by lieutenants. We beat on Weah for having bad lieutenants. The finance minister was one. The other dude that became senator, he's another one too. So these things, they put director now as a senator. These things got to do with your lieutenants. Your lieutenants you put there, when I say lieutenant, I'm not talking about rank in military and paramilitary. I'm talking about your deputies. These people are supposed to hold these ministries tight and be reporting to the president. But if the president don't get the reports from these corrupt and they themselves are corrupt, he himself now need to take action. Because guess what? If Ministry of, let me just pick one random ministry, Ministry of Transport is not doing what it's supposed to do, why keep the minister there? He's your lieutenant. Why keep him there? Like the guy just said, I will divert straight to the DEA guy. He's right. If he stayed there, he would stay there and he would spoil. The man right. If you're not paying, how can you fight drugs? Since the suspension of the director and the deputy director, why is the DEA in shambles right now? And that place supposed to be the number one place being funded. One of the reasons we were beating all the power was because of the drugs in Liberia as well. If that place is not funded, there's no way we can stop the kush and to have high-profile drugs in Liberia. But if your DA director can say he's stepping down because you're not being paid, Mr. President, it's something
again, and I know Josh made a comment just similar to what you're saying. But one thing to consider here is that Christopher Peters was an officer in charge. All right.
Okay.
Long story short, everyone knows the LDA situation, what led to the president taking the action, suspending the Colonel A.B. Kromagba, Ko and Fadiga.
Yeah.
But then Peters was an officer in charge, and he knew very well that there would have come this time. There just would have been a day that the president would make a decision.
But the president, just let me interject real quick. The president technically made a strategic move, but that guy is not the guy that SWA, right? Isn't he? Your point that SWA, acting director SWA is acting because the Senate and the people are out.
Yeah.
So why Mr. Peter couldn't stay that the Senate and get back? Then you appoint Mr. SWA to go for permanent status. But let me say something here. This thing I don't understand about Liberia. We have a trained DEA person, somebody with DEA experience, somebody with FBI experience, somebody with police experience. 3 guaranteed positions this man is aware of. The current EPS director, Mr. Sam Gay, is a trained DEA officer from the United States of America. He trained at Conoco, 20 minutes from where I stay. Why is Colonel Gay sitting at EPS and not at DEA running it where his specialties is? His specialties are rather. I'm sorry. I don't understand some of the government function in this country. And Mr. SWA, I'm not gonna beat on you. He's a trained DEA expert as well. He was doing NSA, now he's back to DEA. But my thing is that you got a man with the credentials, full package, FBI trained everything. Colonel Gay, Sam Gay. We got him sitting on EPS. That's that I don't understand, President.
Okay. So let me ask you this question, Hans. Colonel Sam Gay, Sam Gay. Does he have the expertise as well?
Yes.
No, I'm coming to serve as EPS director. Will you agree that he has the training to serve as EPS director? That's part. Okay, so let's assume there is no let's say expertise when it comes to fighting drugs and stuff like that. If you were to take that away, minus the expertise on fighting drugs, does he have the security knowledge? Does he
For
have what it takes to
EPS?
serve as EPS
Yes,
director?
yes. Let me
But
tell
if you
you.
say yes, look,
Well, let me tell you something on our career. I say
Mhm.
our because I'm part of it.
Yeah.
I can come right now. You put me to DEA. I'm just saying, so I want nothing Liberia to get it. Let me put a disclaimer out there, please. Nothing. I want full side in our country.
Well,
But
you
let me
are
put a
you are
disclaimer.
Liberian, so you don't know what the future holds. So just go
No,
ahead.
no, no. I'm talking about right now. The future will come. George myself go for the future. But I'm saying that right now, you put me say, oh, because I can catch drugs off the street. I can do stuff. I caught drugs last week, but that does not qualify me to be DEA director, right? So I will know my step. Now, have I worked diplomatic security before? Yes. I can go to EPS and be a agent to serve as maybe underscore director, but not exactly director. So I'm saying that Mr. Gates, Conor Gay, I love Conor Gay. I love Conor Gay. He's somebody I admire. He's like a big brother mentor to me. I'm just saying Conor Gay will get this drug thing bam quicker than looking around because that is number one. Right here, I said 20 minutes from where I stay, gonna get trained there and work there with the US government in look at his record in drug. So he good at EPS as well. I'm just saying put him where his strength is, his bigger strength. You see, you put me to immigration, I can do it. You put me to police, I can do it. You put me to EPS, I can do it. You put me to drug, I'll go low. I'll be maybe number 4 or number 3. I can't be number 2 or number 1. I know my strength.
Okay. So now
What was the last one? What was the last one you asked me? The power thing, the Starlink, I think.
yeah,
I would just say good for Liberia. Let's just hope it works in the interest for everybody. And let us see the transparency in it.
Thank you. We at this point, you want to make a quick point, Moba?
Yeah, like what my brother Johnson just said, right? Look, Nelson, we need somebody who get all the expertise my brother just listed because like Nelson drugs, importing drugs. Look out in that letter, right? Although I know I went through the letter until today. Why with the LDA when they put even get money? How do you get look at the people fighting people who get money, Nelson? It's like a rich fighting the poor. Because you're not survive, the poor, the rich man will always use you. If you want to be used, what you need to do, you step down because you don't want your character. You don't want to damage your character. What happened to that? To the former acting DA boss, the man got to step down because the job the man get to the embassy, the man don't want to rule that job out because of government job, running to government job, not paying. At the end of the day, then you put him in drugs, taking money. At the end of the day, it come out. He will lose the job. So he look at all that strategy and thing, look at all that idea. He stepped down. So he resignation lesson. It was 100. The last I said I support it. So the government need to spend more and let the international community and all entities, or all NGO can come in and help in the process. But the government can just leave the thing hanging, man. It's wrong. Let's call a space a space. The government need to put some money down to fight drugs.
Okay, thanks a lot. And whenever we talk about this issue that has to do with the fight against drugs, we get constantly reminded of the fact that there are young people, a very good number of young people in the ghettos. They're sleeping at the graveyards, and they're in a very terrible condition. Some of those people have been disconnected with their families. Some of them have kids. They can no longer reconnect with those kids because of their present condition. Some family members have their children there, and stuff like that. So it's a whole terrible situation that
Nelson,
requires a serious fight.
Nelson,
Mhm.
let me just say something. I never said this on general public before. I'm sorry. I'm gonna spill the bean. My brother is a Zogo in Liberia. I want to be in tears saying this. I have tried. We are trying. He's struggling. Drugs. One time last year, I said this thing. Every family member on this show, you may not be close. This is my blood brother by mom. We're trying. We are still trying. It's not easy. I reached out to Dylan. I haven't heard from him, but we're doing our best on this side. Drugs. It's not easy. So when you heard me talking, I was passionate just now about getting somebody into DEA to fight this drug. That's one of the reasons. My brother almost lost last month. We were able to revive. Who knows again he's gonna relapse. So I'm not ashamed to say.
Thank you very much for your input. We want to go. Okay, George, you want to take just a few seconds, then we'll go to the phone lines. We want to open the line earlier today, hear from our folks, and this is a weekend edition of the show. Josh,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Yeah, Officer Haynes Johnson, man. I know it's a difficult thing to say. I think you got a heart. It's hard, and I want to commend you for coming up. Look, I know a lot of people. My cousin, he's also in that thing, and what they do is that they get everything, every resource around it. So even you that are associated with them, you are like you in drugs too, because you gotta be hard in money, you gotta be hard in resources, you gotta be everything, you gotta be extra vigilant. So it's like you also face a lot of burden, how to cope with this sort of situation. So I'm really sorry to hear that, and we hope that this thing is dealt with. I hope it's not just a talk show, and we hope that the president is going to do something about it, and we'll get rid of this drugs thing. Thank you.
Thank you, Josh. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yes. So this is where we are, folks. Let's take some calls. Let's hear from our folks. 0555101075. I'm gonna put the WhatsApp up. This would be the shortest edition of the late night show so far. Yes, on the weekend. But yes, let's take some calls. 0555101075. The WhatsApp number is there, surely on the screen. You can call via WhatsApp as well, and make your input on the conversation tonight. And just a quick one, we informed our folks that we would have taken 3 guest panelists today, but we can assure them that we're going to do that next week. We didn't get to have the time to do it this week because of the adjustments and everything we had to make. So let's take some calls now. 0555101075 is the number to call as we wind down the curtains on this edition of the program. Let's take our first caller here. Oh, we lost this person. 0555101075 is the number to call, and you'll be live on the show. This person, hello. This one, hello. Your name and where you call from? Hello. For some reason we're not hearing you. 0555101075. Hello. Again we lost that person. 0555101075. Hello. Yeah, hello. You're live. Your name and where you calling from? You said?
My name is Abupi Abbas, and I'm calling from Upper Kowa.
You're calling from where?
Upper Kowa.
Upper Kowa. Go ahead. Let's hear you.
Okay. Yeah, I just want to make a buttress to what my brother was asking about concerning about the power at the Man Coffee.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the place over there has 2 rivers. So the last time the people said that having them to connect, because the only the simple river here the people are using. You understand? So they have to bring the other water from the other side and then join it together. Because in the first place, out of the spill that the power plant gets, only 2 can turn. You understand? So now, when it gets to the dry season, the 6 we can turn, only 2 can turn. You understand? Because the low water support. So now, when they bring that water from the other end and then join it together, then the place will have more flow of the water. So I think that's what the people will be doing there.
Okay, thank you very much. Hello, your name and where you come from?
Yeah, I'm Western Washington calling from Coconut Factory.
Yeah, let's hear you quickly.
Yes, my attention is actually drawn to the DA issue.
Mm-hmm.
We understand that DA on pay, but I believe that the institution too is a government institution and should be responsible to the extent that when you go to arrest any drugs user, They should not be there to loot people's property from people's houses. We are not defending the drugs and users or dealers. We are actually against it. For me, I can tell you, I don't think with drugs. I actually feel bad when I see young people playing with drugs. But the DEA have to be responsible to the extent that whenever they go on an arrest, they should stop extra looting of people's property in their houses. That's my concern.
Thank you very much for your input. Hello, your name and where you call from. We'll take just 2 more calls and then we wrap up. Hello.
Hello, I'm Pastor Bill calling from Borough.
Yeah, let's hear you, sir.
This thing is very serious in this country. Every day, trust all over the country. One of the best things you can do is to try to talk to people at journalists, start to talk to the president, meet the president. At least people have the opportunity. Let it try to put in more money, go to all the drugs area where they can't trust, and try to see how they can continue this drugs.
Okay.
People said it's just not a talk. Somebody said not a talking thing, but I believe people have the ability to do it. So I beg you, people can try it too, because drugs destroy this country so much.
Thank
you said, so everywhere, and we are kind of appealing to people. We really need this thing to work, because Liberia, if only we can get all these so-called all the street carry them places where they can work, they got places they can carry them, find something like that be there at least, because they are all over the drugs are made and they just put in there all in the city. Yeah.
That's all you there. Thanks a lot. Let's take Tommy Jr. Hello. You're welcome. Let's hear you.
Yes, sir. Thanks for taking my call. And I'm so sorry I joined the show late. I missed a lot of the conversation. But I just wanted to stress a little bit about the drugs issue. Nelson, I've called him multiple times and talk about the importance of prevention programs in schools. I know that the drug fight has been primarily focused on the criminal aspect of it, which is great. But there is a new generation, there's a younger generation that is at risk of being affected and being addicted to drugs. I'm calling on our government to introduce prevention programs in school, create a curriculum that can tell the kids how the drugs affect the body, how it affect the brain, and tell them to stay away from the drugs. Thank you for your time, Nelson.
Thank you very much, Tommy Jr. So then we take the last caller from the local line here. Hello? Hello? Hello, are you with us? Yeah, this person is not coming through. Hello? Yeah, please go ahead. Your name and where
I'm still calling Todi.
You're calling from Todi?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. Let's hear
I must commence the DA since they found in Yang town here. Things have been going under control, and the children who was taking drugs, some of them people have tried to pay their school, and they are living the small. They're going to school now. After some years, and we have been experiencing drugs in Yang. But now, since the DA have been assigned here, he is under control. I may commence them.
Okay.
Now somebody are now in school.
Thank you very much. Well, that's all we have. That's all the time we have for the phone lines. Let's come back. Officer Johnson, you want to kickstart with your closing, and then we're going to move to George, and then Mobile will take us home.
Sure, Nelson. Again, it's been a while. I want to say thank you. Don't know when I will be here again, but I will be here. And I know you tried to reach me the other day. I just want to say, God bless you. Always keep this show going, and we rather say thank you to everybody who still contribute towards just by listening to you and doing everything they can to keep your show going, because you spreading the information helps. We're talking about this tonight is because it's what on our minds, it's what in our heart, and it's why we care for Liberia. By the end of the day, the leadership in Liberia. My last point I'm gonna make here is like, let us all wrap our hands around the president, but at the same time, our kryptonite in Liberia has been our kryptonite forever. Are the people sitting on Capitol Hill, those senators and representatives? That is our problem. When I say kryptonite, that is our nemesis. Those are our problem in Liberia. And they don't have heart. They don't like Liberia. The president call you in for a quick session, maybe to do something, an emergency session. You must get paid. What is that? When will you put the country at heart? Liberians, we need to wake up and start speaking our minds against the representatives and senators that are stealing. We took Akara's grave from there. The stealing still going on. We took Solo from there. The stealing still going on. What are the people problem? So for President Boka to succeed, you need trusted people. Liberia have a problem with trust. Trust is the issue. So I want to say thank you, and to the drug people, we will continue doing what we're doing over here, speaking out and also contributing. If I ever get a chance to come to Liberia, I definitely gonna visit DEA and give my little input whatever way possible. Thank you very much, Nelson.
Thanks a lot for your input, Officer Johnson. Josh, you want to do your closing? Anthony
Thank
Gay is
you.
coming at the end of the show. I don't know.
Closing time? Okay, anyway.
And Anthony, we are closing.
Put them in the back. Put them in the back.
Future Senator Gay.
And now I coming later to class.
Future Senator Gay.
But Josh, you can do your closing, and then we can take.
Yeah. So look, Nelson. Thank you. Look, when I came to Australia a few years ago, 2 Australians came from here and went to Indonesia. They went there to get drugs to bring it here. They were arrested there and were put in prison. Regardless of what the Australian government said, those guys were shot to death a few years ago. They put it on firing squad. But Nelson, the drug taking also in Indonesia. In Indonesia, if they catch you with drugs, you will die. They will execute you. But Nelson, people still carry drugs in our country because drug is a money-making thing, lucrative, so people can take the risk, to do that. So our government should make sure that people who fight those things must get paid adequately, because the temptation of, getting rich quick and leaving the DEA and going sit down with your people by the money that the drug law pay you is there. It's evident by everything that happens. A few years ago, the president, Widodo, I think that's how he's called, the Indonesian president, he said 0 tolerance on drugs. And Nelson, even our government here was criticizing him that it was human rights abuse. They were killing people. They had a task force on drugs. They would shoot out and kill all of them. Their bodies were lying in the street of Indonesia. So for now, it has gone down. I think our president, I'm not saying that he should kill people. I'm not saying that, but I think he should strategize for another way that will bring the drug thing to cessation. Because Nelson, we cannot, as a country, our population already low. Let me tell you, the reason why Liberia is poor is not because bad governance. Our population is low, Nelson. People can say when the population is low, then the business ought to go around. No, Nelson. Production, if you sell something, if you get 10 people that buying your color, Nelson, if that $1 color buying and people buying, everybody paying $1 color, you made $10, right? But when you get 200 people coming, you make more color and you get more profit. If our population is high, Nelson, people will get rich easily. That's why in Nigeria, our whole population fit in one Lake County, one state in Nigeria. That's why they got millionaires, because when you say selling soap, you get 10,000 people buying that soap from you, Nelson. You getting me?
Thank you.
That's why you can get your money. So our population is low. We're not saying they should kill the people, but let us devise a strategy that will make sure that people will leave drugs and people will be deterred from bringing drugs into the country, because the drug that is causing this havoc is not made in Liberia, it's made in other countries and it get exported there. So let's try to make sure that, thank God he's gone. Let me talk some more again. So let's make sure that we can, devise a way that will make people to be afraid to take drugs into our country for our children to spoil. And our brothers and sisters, because are more capable people who are capable than us, who are hooked on drugs and cannot find a way out there. So thank you. God bless Liberia, and we hope that the president can get serious soon, because he's joking right now. Thank you. God bless you.
Okay. Anthony, just do your closing, and then Moba will take us home.
Did I just hear Joyce say that they should execute the people that are on drugs? I'm confused.
No, Josh
didn't
didn't say that. He was making reference to something that's happening somewhere else.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, I'm sorry. That's why I asked the question. I don't want to take, some kind of...
But was that part of your opening, though? Is that what you intended coming on?
My opening today, the show already on, so my opening does not matter right now. I just want to say the fight on drugs for Liberia can be done swiftly, quickly, And in about a year or two, we can have our people back in society. Nelson, the Liberian drug issue is completely different from the drug issue here in the United States. I keep telling people it's not the same kind of drug. Officer Johnson can bear me witness. Here, the people deal with something we call opioid, prescription drug. Somebody get injured, they get put on narcotic drug like, Percocet, anicoline, all the different high doses, painkiller. And they get hooked on it. They get so addicted to it and they be taking it over and over. Liberia is poverty rate, is the war, is lose children in the field, nothing to be done, nobody around them, and peer pressure. All that. Our own is different. And so to fight our own is a little easier than the American system. The American system is almost every household is a small pharmacy on its own. So one person gets 6-7 different medications they're taking on a daily basis. So the people have access to too many high drugs, pharmaceutical drugs in their home. That's where they can start from. The circumstances we face in our home is peer pressure, is poverty, and other things that lead to it, right? We can fight that. The reason why we are unable to fight it right now is because 3, 4. 1, the DEA are paid less money. 2, they don't have the logistical power. 3, people are not patriotic, period. To fight drug, you gotta be patriotic. But the man coming after you, his salary, I'm on 150, 200. You look at how many get out there $1,000 straight. You can close them up. That's 1 G. You gotta give him 1 G. You will zip it. In America, that officer Article Johnson there, the way they are equipped. Who's gonna tell them about driving then, sir? Even though there's some corrupt cops, don't get me wrong. But his benefit, not his salary, just the benefit doing think about it. He won't do anything crazy. This prestige he has to put on that uniform. Just the uniform, the prestige he has in his community, the respect that people give him because he puts on the uniform. Even if he's off duty that day, people who know that he's an officer, that respect is always there. Do our law enforcement officer carry that same respect in Liberia? Answer is nada, 0. Right? So how can you fight drugs? How can you even chase a drug down the alleyway, to say, oh, because this man is doing X, Y, and Z, let's do X, Y, and Z. The real honorable here to do. Welcome
to the show. But listen, man.
So that is the kind of thing, that's the problem in Liberia. Pay the people. Look at me. With my career, I still won't put on a uniform. You know what it means to put on a uniform in the country? It's a big deal, right? You think I'll go to Liberia when I put on a uniform? You give me that uniform, it's free.
Wait, Anthony, wait. So how many times have you taken the military test and you failed?
I ain't taking no military test.
Listen. You've tried to wear that uniform. Anthony, I know. Anthony, you're a very smart man. You're very smart. How can you take the test 10 times? No, Anthony, I'm informed. You took that test 10 good times. And you
military ask bad test. Don't ask bad. The police don't get asked bad test. So, all right. I mean, I wouldn't even talking about.
Maybe listen now. Listen. Please put your paper down small.
Oh.
Officer Johnson is on this show. Officer Johnson is a veteran, serving in the police in the U.S. for many years. You can go to the man, pay small thing, consultancy, let the man open small study class for you. You can't keep failing, and you're sitting on the same show with someone.
You already
and listen, after failing 10 times, the man won't become senator of Grand Julia County. Anyway, that's another discussion for another.
You on the national radio.
So just conclude that Charisma do a closing. And
so in all fairness, this government need to be serious. They really need to be serious. A man can be at LTA making $15,000, other man making $22,000, and say, "Oh, we met it here." Then the CSA director say he bringing reform, but he asking the people to get salary advancement with 3.5% interest rate. Do you know how much money the bank will make just by salary advancement by poor people? My brother introduced bi-weekly payment. That's the reform you need to do for Liberian. Bi-weekly payment. Now salary advancement, what bank will make 3.5% interest rate. That's not reform. That's also creating business for the struggling bank that can get people to open bank account.
Thank you. Thank you, Anthony. Karishma, you came on late. We are already doing our closing. You want to just do your closing? We've been looking at we've been taking a look at the happenings over the week. The president's return from the UNGA, some of the engagement he's had over the week, from his presentation on the very day he came, talking about making the case for Liberia, at the UNGA, his advocacy for street case. So the cabinet engagement, he's talking about, he re-emphasizing this need for the fight against corruption in the country. And not just that, but today there is a groundbreaking for the construction of a solar power plant, in the country for the first time. And Starlink is also on the sideline of that whole thing. The preliminary certificate, and stuff like that. Just your own assessment of the week in review, some of the activities of the government, your own.
We already know what you will say.
Hi guys. Nelson, thank you. And
when you join, man.
Moluba, I've been trying to reach you, Moluba, but your line is not going. I think your WhatsApp number is not what you're using for your direct line.
No, that's it. Nelson.
Yes, I said Moluba. Thanks for sending me the link to join today. And your number works. So it was good to talk to you as well. Yep. And I'm just trying to connect with the team since I'm here. I spoke to BB the other day. I spoke to Amy. I tried reaching out to almost everybody just to say hi, because since I got here, I've been busy with work and I've not really had the time out yet. And I should be leaving very soon as well. I have few of my meetings to conclude on the different committees. We're trying to make sure that Liberia voice is heard in every decision, and that we are up to date on all the major happenings, and on the different kinds of resolutions and all of that. And I think whenever you see me here, moving forward from today, whenever I come here, I'm here to talk about Liberia bid to the United Nations Security Council non-permanent seat, because I believe we are all Liberians, no matter what your political affiliation. This is Liberia. It's our country, one flag, one people, one vision. And we all want to see our country move forward. We want to see our country back on the international stage like we used to be before. We want to have our space, and we want to be part of the decision-making table. So in doing that, I will be here to advocate and ask for all of you guys' support. That's what I'm here for. I think all of you know that I'm the Assistant Minister for International Organizations. So therefore, directly with my office, and we are here to make sure that the country achieves its agenda, to make sure that Liberia win that seat. The election is for June 2025, and we are running for the seat for 2026, 2027. And this is actually something that is very important on the president's agenda. And we just want to say, please give me a few minutes, Nelson. I know you want to cut me off.
Yeah, no, I'm not cutting you off. Who are some of those who are some of our competitors?
Okay, so from the West Africa belt, it's just Liberia, but we also have from the East Africa side, Congo, DRC is contesting as well for that seat. But the non-permanent seat, you have it per region.
Okay.
Yeah, so per region. So currently we are endorsed by the AU member states. We are also endorsed by the ECOWAS already for that seat. We just need to work harder because we have 193 member states. Liberia making 93. 193. So if you take Liberia out, because we'll not be voting for ourselves, so you have 192 member states votes you need. So and you don't want to go for a seat, a major seat like that, and then you have limited votes. So my minister, Her Excellency Minister Sarah Beslo-Yanti, she have done a lot of bilaterals, and the bilaterals continue. The president also have reached out to all his colleagues. Here letters have been sent out to the different heads of states of the 192 member states, and a lot of conversations have been going on, and we have a positive feedback from everywhere, and we are hoping that we can win that seat with the highest vote we can, so that at least we have the support from all member states when we are seated, that we can be able to make decisions, and we can be able to be there to represent the country. So in that also, we want the education to continue to go on, because Liberians have to know. So when we are out there, we can have that conversations with our counterparts, that this is my country, this is what we are going for. My country is vying for this seat at the United Nations Security Council, the one of the non-permanent seats. So you want to know whether you have been on that seat before? Yes. Liberia held that seat before in 1961. That was the first time. That was the only time we held it, for 1961 to 1962. We have also produced the second female president of the General Assembly as well. So in 1969. So we have been there before. It's not something strange. It's not something that Liberia cannot do. It's just that we are in a different political arena, where we have a lot happening around, a lot going on globally. But still, we believe that with our experience in maintaining our peace, and where we have come from 14 years of civil war to where we are today, and respecting democracy, peaceful transition, and all of that, we believe that we can make a significant impact when we have that seat. So I'm just here to ask all of you for your support in the process.
Well, I have a question for you as a regard to that non-permanent seat.
Yes.
Anthony.
Yeah,
Anthony.
because
Anthony.
this question
Anthony.
Anthony,
Anthony, am I muted?
Let me allow Anthony, please. If I can't answer the question,
am I muted?
I will get back to him. Anthony,
Okay.
please go ahead.
No, but you're the best person to answer this question. If you don't have an answer to that, fine. You can get back to the team anytime.
That's what I'm saying. Go ahead.
But there is a question, right?
Yeah.
Every carry, a non-permanent seat, a seat that will not have a voting right, and all of the different things. What is the significance of this seat?
Being there, okay, so the United Nations works. You have 5 permanent seats. The 5 permanent members that holds that 5 permanent seats make the final decisions on most of the issues that are being discussed globally that affects country. The 5 permanent seats, or the 5 countries, happens to be the United States of America,
obviously France,
Great Britain, China, and
Germany,
Russia,
yeah,
Russia,
okay.
Yes. So then you have 10 non-permanent seats. So the 10 non-permanent seats is distributed by regions. Okay, so the purpose of that 10 permanent seats, that 10 non-permanent seats, is to have, because if you notice the names of country I call, I didn't call any country from Africa.
There's 0 country from Africa on the Security Council.
Exactly. And for the entire Asia, you have only 1 country. For the entire Europe as well, you have 1, which is France. Then you have Russia. And then you have Great Britain. So definitely there are issues that has to do with decolonization, that has to do with global changes, that has to do with democracy, that has to do with health, that has to do with the education. And other countries want to get the voice heard. So with the non-permanent seat, it gives you that strength to be able to push for the other countries. So at the time when you are in that seat, that's why the non-permanent seat, you have seats for Africa. So you will be able to build your relationship with those 5 main power, which holds the veto power, that are in a position to root out whatever decisions that is supposed to be made. So you now holding that seat, your country become very significant in making decisions that affect other countries, in being on the decision-making table, to be able to have the voices of other countries that you represent. So if we win that seat, we are representing a full region, the entire West African region. So we should be speaking on issues, even though we speak on other issues, because when you are on that seat, it's a global seat. You're definitely gonna speak on the different global issues, but also you have to focus on your region. So things that affect our region, for example, what happened when it comes to ECOWAS, what happened when it comes to the AU member states, what happened when it comes to the different issues within in the West African belt, you have to be able to discuss that and find solutions. So that's the significance of that seat. I hope I answer you a little bit.
Thanks a lot. You know, Anthony has a way of the day we won't invite Karishma in her official capacity.
How you doing, Honorable?
Hi, as minister, we invite her in her official capacity. She's going in as a panelist. So stop. You know, but guys, we have to go. I mean, you just joined the show. I think we should give you a minute or so to just do your closing as well. But those are very important points. And important clarifications you made as well, Karishma, and we hope we can have the time where.
I know. What's wrong with you?
Don't put it there. Let go, yeah.
You see, that tells us that when Anthony becomes senator, they may be telling us, call me Senator Anthony Gay.
No. Guess what? I'll be the first person that you don't have to put out the money, bro.
Come on, man. So so we look forward to you know, having you on where we can talk. We really hope
well, Nelson, 1 minute, Josh, why you not saying anything today? Hi, Josh.
Hi. Look, I'm just listening.
You go blank today again.
So come on. So we
nothing happened. I'm fine.
Earlier, and then we can have a detailed conversation on this. But
yeah, there's only 2 persons from this platform now that are dignitary. 2 persons.
Anthony, you are disrupting the show. You have to be. But let's take Emmy. Emmy, please take your 1 minute or so, and then Moba will take us on.
Hey, how you doing? Hey, Karishma. Hey, everyone. Sorry for coming to church late. I saw Karish. I've been trying to join anyway, but Nelson put a wrong link, so I just had to call him. But I just wanted to come and just say congratulations to my sister. She's doing a very good job, and I talked to her a few times since she got here. And yeah, I've been on Nelson to get you on to talk about this stuff. But anyways, like you said, we'll get you on here to try to, you know, go more in depth on this for us to talk about Liberia winning SC, because we have to, right? We have to promote our country to do that. So yeah, thank you. And to everyone else that are working harder every day to make this happen and for our country. And like you said, it's for all Liberians. It doesn't matter where you sit. We should all support this and, you know, and make this happen. It's a history for Liberia, not for United Party or anybody else.
Exactly.
So, thank you. And thank you to everyone.
Thank you. Thank you very, very much.
Moba, you want to take us on?
Yeah, Leslie, it was a great show as always. Welcome to the state, Charisma. How much you call me, but that's fine, you know.
Oh, you but please stop.
I've been on your number never works.
No, that's fine. That's fine, man. You know.
Hey, guys, I beg you, yo, hi,
Look,
yo,
I
beg
mean,
you,
long time, man, that's on the platform here, leave me. I'm begging you. Long, I don't know how many months. I mean, that's, you know, like, but that's it. But end of the day, you know, Charisma, welcome to the United States. Thank you for what you're doing for country. At least you guys doing well. But in store, you guys should be talking as much to the president. You guys very close to him. Y'all got a lot of relationship that you can talk to him. At least to take some drastic action against people who doing a lot of stuff. And you guys know it's not in Haiti. So I think when you guys keep doing that, the president will be able to at least add your voice to our voices as well as much on the platform. But nothing, that's it, man. It was a great show, and thanks to all listening up.
All right. That was the shortest closing from Moba. I don't know why, but this has been the shortest closing.
What about the other DJ?
One year ago.
My man, listen,
we understand. We understand, Moba. We understand.
No, our Instagram meeting.
Yeah, no, we
so
understand.
The moment I reach my time, I got to pause.
First, we want to say thanks to everyone for being here today. Thank you, Anthony Gay, for being on. Officer Hans Johnson, thanks a lot. Our brother George Wheeler, CDC Australia, thanks for being here tonight. Honorable Charisma, thanks for being here. Marshall Territory, thanks for being on.
Right. My identity, Mama.
Emmy said she went to one program, and the people would just look. Emmy, Marshall Territory. Then when she look around, why she looking there? Another person will call her on the other side, and then another person call her.
You're not talking the story. Let me tell my own story. See,
a celebrity rule was activated that day, but I will not call the name of the venue. But guys, we want to say it's been a great show. Moba, Soka,
see, you don't know how to say this story. Let me tell my own story. I'm still alive. So, guys, this is what happened. Said Nelson wanted to bring it up, right? So. At the program, people will say Emmy, right? And I'll turn around. You know, you give you that kind of strange look, like, do I know you? You know, and I forgot about Spoon, right? I'd be like, Marsha Taylor. I'd be like, oh, damn, Spoon.
I went to funeral. The man, he know me. Speaking to the man, he know me. I know that man long time ago from Rhode Island. He and my pa. He can't remember me. I turn around, he tap my shoulder. You on Spoon? I said, what kind of trouble there? I spoke to you over there. I call you by your name, everything.
But guys, it's been a great show. We want to appreciate everyone for being on here. Y'all can have your
celebrity now.
Well, I own there, but I go in now. I want to say thanks to everyone. Thanks to our audience on radio.
Yeah, after show. Bye now.
Yeah,
y'all still be on. I got you on a meeting. I got
on mobile phone.
You. Hey, go, man. You know what I mean?
Thanks a lot. Our radio, we appreciate all of you. Have a good